Hi everyone, Sarah Harris here and welcome to my vlog. It is a spectacularly beautiful day here in Toronto in October. The leaves are changing, it's nice and cold out, which I love, and the sky is blue. So this is a wonderful time here and I hope you're having a great fall. So welcome to the vlog, and today I love this topic. It's about growing good habits and eliminating bad ones. So as you know, our habits can either support our health and well-being or diminish it. In last month's vlog, I talked about how feeling and having a relationship to our body, our mind, our emotions, and our spirit is so vital to our health and well-being. Because how can we possibly promote positive change in our lives if we can't feel and understand ourselves? So perhaps you were inspired to pay attention to your pieces and parts this last month so you could be able to identify some areas that you'd like to improve upon or simply remove things that are kind of harmful for your life. Or perhaps you already are aware of your good and bad habits and would simply like to have some tools to help you shift. So either way, let's jump into a few simple ideas that you might find helpful to help form a good habit and eliminate a bad one. So I got these ideas from James Clear's book called Atomic Habits. And this vlog is just a tiny taste of the wisdom I gained from reading this book. If you're looking to maximize your health and well-being and your life, I would recommend reading the whole thing because it's full of a lot of good stuff. So in essence, the whole and most important part of this book that I got was what he says. And he says, small, repetitive, intentional behaviors can eventually result in massive change. So the more a behavior is practiced, the easier it becomes. So it's really about consistency. So I've always thought my habits need to be big to create positive change. Yet how many of us adopt New Year's resolutions only to fail? And actually in the US, they've done a study that suggests that only 9% of Americans succeed on their New Year's resolutions. So I bet you those guys probably had some of the wisdom of this book and managed to get through, but only 9%. Like I said, consistency is really the key here. It's not how much we do. So as the title suggests too, that these small, consistent habits can turn into bigger and better things. So here's a few ideas you may want to put into practice to create good habits and eliminate bad ones. Number 1, make it attractive. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter which is elicited through the anticipation of a good reward. So when we anticipate good things, we're more motivated to follow through. And one way to get that dopamine hit is to tie a habit you're wanting to do that may feel challenging with a habit that you enjoy or are already doing. So what you could say to yourself is, after my new good habit, I will do the fun habit. So for me, I wanted to start meditating. So I told myself that I could, if I meditated for 15 minutes, I could follow up with a much anticipated cup of coffee in the morning. And it was interesting because just knowing that coffee was coming made meditation much more attractive. You could do the opposite with a bad habit. So for instance, you could make whatever bad habit you have unattractive by spending 1 minute of writing down the negative impacts this habit might have on your health, your relationships, your life goals, etc. And then just sit with that. And when you want to indulge in that habit, you can sit with those ideas in your head. And even if you indulge in that habit, it's okay, because guilt is not helpful in this, in practicing habits. It's more about, like I said, the consistency. So just get back on the horse the next time. Number 2, another great way to build a good habit is to make it easy. So I love James Clear's 2-minute rule. He simply says that you want to connect, or you want to create or do this habit for 2 minutes every day, such as I'll walk around the block at 5 p.m. for 2 minutes, or I will ensure I make meaningful contact with my partner over breakfast to foster our relationship for 2 minutes. For me, I'd like to actually this month sit and read a book. So I listen to a lot of Audible books as I walk around the city. And because I live in a city, I get pretty distracted. So what my intention this month is to start creating a habit where I sit and read. So every morning for 2 minutes, I'm going to read Super Gut by William Davis, all about gut health, for 2 minutes. And I'm hoping this will kind of calm the ants in my pants. The inverse of this is make a bad habit difficult. So perhaps you're craving ice cream, but you know it's not really in line with your health and fitness goals. Well, what if you decided that you would only eat ice cream or any of those other treats if you ate them outside the house? So you actually have to get up and go out and get these treats. Just makes it a little bit more difficult to do, and by the time we probably ponder that, we won't be doing it. Also, one of the things is we seem to be heavily addicted to our phones. So I wonder if we actually left the phone in some obscure part of our house, so we'd actually have to get up and go down there and get it. And what we could do at the same time, and we just do this for an hour, we did something enjoyable. So that way you're tying in both of these rules. You're making it attractive by doing something enjoyable in the time, and two, you're having to make it difficult by storing it somewhere in the house that would be difficult to get. So the main thing I'd like to leave you with is habits become successful through consistency. So like Claire says, small, repetitive, intentional behaviors can eventually result in massive change. So these are a few of the ideas to help you shift your behavior and develop better habits. And if you're interested, I really encourage you to pick up the book, because there are much more deeper insights into habit making and development and just how to live more successful and healthy life. So I'd be curious if you found these tips useful. If you did, just leave them in the comments below. Also, if you found this helpful and you think someone else might, please pass it on. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do that by pressing subscribe below. So we'll see you next time, and good luck with your habits.